Hey Katie, this is cycle 3, week 3. We're on our labor prep and core and pelvic floor day. We're going to start with lengthen and melt and bottom breathing. So if bottom of the squat is not a comfortable position for you, stack a couple pillows, grab a yoga block, something to sit on in the bottom of the squat. And you really want to think about relaxing and melting your pelvic floor. So it's blooming and opening and melting. Blooming, opening, and melting. As you inhale and exhale. So inhale, blooming and opening, exhale, melting. Really focus on that. The more we focus on it now, the easier it's going to be for our body to figure that out during labor instead of contracting tight. We want everything to open and relax even through contraction, discomfort, and not tighten up. We have our standard warm-up for this week, and we have 2 different supersets. Superset 1 is dead bug ball squeeze between the knees. 3 sets of 10. We'll need a Pilates ball, pillows, something. I use this wobble disc. Paired up with a bird dog and single leg ball press. That's 3 sets of 5 per side. So the dead bug ball squeeze between the knee. I have dead bug position, balls between my knee. If I don't have any kind of coning with this, I want my knees to be above my hips. If that's starting to pull, my knees can come back slightly towards my belly button. And I'm going to squeeze the ball as my arm is moving. So my knees are actively squeezing as my hand reaches down, and then releasing as I exhale, and my arm reaches forward. That bird dog with single leg ball press. We have the ball, the pillows, whatever it is, under one knee, so my hips are slightly tilted here. This hip is higher. I'm going to press into the ball as I lift my opposite hand. As 5 on one side in that hip shift formation, and then 5 on the other side. Actively pressing into the ball as I lift my hand. Our next superset is going to be internal rotation, lateral step up with an optional dumbbell, totally dependent on how you're feeling this week. And all fours rock back with a press through the floor. 2 sets of 10 per side on the step up, 2 sets of 15 on the all fours rock back. So, on the step up, we are going to end in an internal rotation position, expand to neutral. So reach back, rotating ribs and all towards my leg. Step up. Rotate on the way back. Step up. If you need to pause on the top of the box for balance, that's fine too. So rotating, step. Rotate down, step. That all fours rock back. I'm on all fours. I'm pressing through the ground the whole time. I'm moving the floor away from me with my toes and my hands and reaching my butt back and then squeezing it to extend. My hands and my toes are pressing through the floor the entire time that I do this movement. That resistance is what's activating my core, specifically all those little muscles around my spinal erectors and the transverse abdominis. Contraction prep. Here we go. This is labor intensity interval training. 6 rounds, 45 seconds on, 60 seconds rest. We're going to start round 1 with high knee marches. So we can pick the pace of this. It is intensity training, but it doesn't have to be here. It can be a slower march, but we are doing it for 45 seconds. We want that intensity at least moderate. Round 2 is a ground to overhead with a 10-pound weight. So wide stance, hinge back, between the feet, over the head. Between the feet, over the head. Just consistently moving through that for 45 seconds, and then 60 seconds rest. Round 3 is skater step backs. So I'm stepping back with my opposite arm, I'm touching the floor. Just moving through that. Letting that thigh be on the outside of your belly here. Consistent movement. Then we go back to round 4 is the high knee, round 5 is the ground overhead, round 6 is the skater step back. The 60-second rest. You can change it up each time or keep it the same each time. You're either breathing nasally, relaxing in a hinge. This can also be a hinge, or all fours, or we can also work in a seated position with a slight hinge. So where maybe our feet are a little bit higher so that we have this hinge here. So any of those options are resting. It is a conscious resting to practice how we're going to rest between contractions. Relaxing, face is relaxed, nasal breathing if possible, keep the breath out of the shoulders and into the belly back in sides. So excited for you for this journey. I love contraction prep. Accessory work is 10 per side for 2 rounds of hip shifts. So on hip shifts, we're holding onto a pole or just something that gives us some stability. And I am reaching one hip back like I was trying to do a hinge, but with just one side of my body. And then returning. And then reaching my hip back and then returning. I can get an object to stand on to give it even more hip shift if I want to, and stand on the object as I hip shift back. Do you see how much more lengthening I have now that I'm up higher? It's up to you, whatever feels best there, but make sure we do both sides. So we're not reaching out, we're reaching out and back in that hinge with one side. Have fun, Katie.